Alright, do we still have to do the show, PQ?
We do.
Alright, let's get the shit over with.
You are among the blessed. You have been chosen by God to compete for righteous glory. 8 other champions will enter, but there can only be one MoY. And now, introducing your host, Jake, the gluten-free careless.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men who act like children of all ages, the Missouri Crime Society proudly presents the five-time podcast of the year.
It is the MoY Ploy.
Not for me, it's not.
We are here. We are proud. You've been here before. Everybody, we've been here before no matter where you are. Going into week 6, you've been here before. You could be at the bottom of the barrel. You could be flying high at the top. T-Sizzle, shout out to you. Welcome back to the top. Welcome back, Todd Harris, to the top, the throne.
Oh yes,
The seat was still warm from when he was there.
Look, we're gonna address the way that you shit all over him.
It's gonna
and then less than a week later,
he's back in first place. Or second.
Less than a week later,
he's at least tied for first.
We're gonna address that, but first, let's recap last week's action. Let me pull it up. Scoreboard on week 5. This is going to be depressing for me, but let's get into it. First matchup, Todd Harris crushes his son, myself.
Absolutely crushes. It wasn't even close. It was just a rough week for you. It was I don't know. It was the performance, maybe the worst performance of the season, maybe by any team. I don't know. Eddie
already beat me in this week alone. Now, I will say, I had 1 touchdown on my entire roster.
All yards.
Not even. Just nothing. 1 touchdown out of 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 6 wide receivers, and a tight end. 1 fucking touchdown.
The wild thing is, I think you're still in contention. And all you care about is 4th place.
Well, that's cute.
Let's keep our eye on the prize.
At least one of us still thinks I'm in contention. All right.
Let me just say this: you're one of the few teams that is potentially high ceiling quarterbacks. They're theoretical. They're not performing, but theoretically, if they ever turn it on, it gives you an opportunity to be great.
Yeah. Theoretically. You guys can probably hear my dog drinking water for like 5 minutes at a time.
All right. Matchup number 2, Z Warren versus Brent 1010. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, Brent had to have taken down Z Warren, and it wasn't even close. Brent had the 4 touchdown performance by Kelsey.
Okay, can we talk about how weird that is? Kelsey had 4 touchdowns and only 33 points. Like, that's a weird stat line.
Bizarre.
It was very strange.
But Brent did it. He did not do it. Brent is tied for 1 and 4 along with you.
No.
You, Brent, and I believe it is Eddie Disler are tied for the bottom of the barrel. Do you want to hear the craziest thing in my mind that as I think about the way the season is taking form, I talked to you earlier today, the 2 QBs, if you have 2 QBs with high ceilings, your team is potentially unbeatable in this format. And so we have Ray's team, we have Z Warner's team, and then there's a third team I think that has a high ceiling performance. And this person is now 2-3. They are coming from the bottom of the barrel. They have the lowest points scored in the league. And it's Brett Fitzgerald. He's got Goff and Mahomes. And if they both go off, he has an 80 point to 100 point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Goff is like QB5 on the season. Mahomes is QB3. Again,
Look at the ceiling there with Ezekiel
Back.
Elliott and triple San Francisco. Massive ceiling. All right, shut your
Brett.
dumb ass up, PU.
Brett.
Look at his
Brett
starting
made
lineup, man. Josh Reynolds. He's flexing a tight end. You want to talk about fucking ceiling? You know how stupid you sound right now?
No, but look at the bench and look at the possibilities.
Correct. You
It's
no,
there.
that is the correct answer. No, you don't know how stupid you sound right now.
Nope, the ceiling is there because he has two
Where?
elite quarterbacks. It's
Where?
Mahomes and Goff, and that's an 80-point that burst that can happen for him. That's so strong at the quarterback position.
I will
It's
say
hard-
he's
for people
getting
who have no
Keenan. He's
quarterbacks,
getting
they're gonna
Keenan
find-
out in 2 weeks. Keenan Allen and DeAndre Hopkins will both probably be healthy enough. Antonio Gibson's season is a wrap, possibly his career. Khalil Herbert is not going to be eating into the touches of David Montgomery. Jacoby Myers is honestly, I don't know why he's not getting flexed in over a second tight end.
Yep.
It's some epic mismanagement if you ask me.
Let's see what Brett does. Let Brett cook. LBC.
Okay.
Let Brett cook. I'm just saying, there's potential there.
I think Brett still has the worst roster in the league.
Wow.
And
Too high with the two. We've got two QBs in the top 8. You really think it's? Is it bottom 4?
If I played
Bottom two.
every week, I'm 4-1.
Okay. No. Look, this is right now. Where are we right now? I don't care about the past. I care about Brett's record. Brett stumbled into 2-3 and going into week 6, and he's got 2 QBs with the high ceiling. Just saying, anything is possible, Brett.
Yep, he's gonna have to not start 3 players from the same offense if he wants to actually have a high ceiling.
Brutal.
So, anyways, let's take it back to the Scarbard. Eddie Disler puts up an all-time low, possibly a record for the year as far as how to shit the bed. God, dude, we have to. I gotta dissect. You want another?
That was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Gets a 0 bomb out of Teddy Beef. Gets a 6 burger out of Najee. Gets an 8 burger, a 2 burger, a 1 burger. Dude, he had 2 0 burgers. Oh no. Oh, dude. Oh, wow. Okay. Eddie had 1, 2, 3 guys leave early in the game due to injury.
Brutal.
That's rough, man.
Never stood a chance.
Did Hawkinson lose or leave early? No, I just don't think he did anything because the Patriots.
The Patriots got shut out. They were
just swallowed him up. Here's what Eddie's team has. Jonathan Taylor's coming back. Gabe Davis was on the bench.
Sacked Gabe Davis, which was insanity.
He's got big names at quarterback, which I'm desperate, and they have big names, so hit me up, Eddie.
And Eddie.
I mean, it's to the point where Eddie's benching Aaron Rodgers in favor of Teddy Bridgewater. That's how bad it is. Oh my God, that's how bad it is out here in these streets. So yeah, I think Eddie's still got some talent on his bench here.
Let me ask you this: who finishes with a better record on the year, Brett Tet or Eddie Disler?
Eddie Disler. I'll bet you. What should we bet?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm Team Brett here.
I'll Venmo you $20. I'll Venmo you $20 if Brett finishes better than Eddie.
Brett, I think you're worth the $20.
This includes tiebreakers, Pigu.
Okay, tiebreakers it is.
All right, it's on the record. I know Brett and Eddie are going to be remembering this. I've got $20 on Eddie. You got $20 on Brett. Let's do this.
Brett.
All right.
Brett.
This was, in my opinion, the game of the week because You were supposed to be the gatekeeper, allowing all the 1-4 teams hope to get to the playoffs, but you fucking dropped it to.
I pick up Geno Smith and I don't
Let
touch the play.
me understand this. Last week, you get all up in Todd Harris's face telling him that he's trash, and less than a week later, you lose to the guy who lost to the MoY. That makes you worse than the MoY. Cuxo facto, you are worse than the MoY.
You know what's wild is I'm so nervous that I think your dad does now have a team, maybe. He's going to be on that cusp. 5-4, somewhere in there.
Peter, my dad wanted me to ask you this. When in your 34 years of existence has it ever worked out for you to come against him?
Smack. I have a ring indentation in my skull for people who are not familiar. Todd whacked me with a ring.
Peter talked shit. He fucked around and found out.
To this day, there's a balding spot there, and it has a big Greek letter phi right there in the skull.
You were too afraid to press charges. If he was willing to do that over a little smack talk, what would he do if you pressed charges?
You stupid smack.
All right, that's it for week 5. We'll get to week 6 preview here in a bit. I thought it would be fun to take a look back at the draft and kind of look and see some of the big fuck-ups that we've had in the draft.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go by team, and we'll just go kind of real quick, one at a time. Your favorite picks 6 weeks or 5 weeks in, and your least favorite picks 5 weeks in. Ready?
All right. I'll start with yourself. Start with.
I got it pulled up on the screen here.
Okay. I'll take it on my team. I'll say the thing that I was really surprised at, and he didn't show out this week, was Amon-Ra St. Brown. Been balling out.
Yeah.
Up until this week, he was the second points per game in average for receivers, but he dropped after.
I don't think he was 100% coming back from his injury.
Yeah. So I really liked him. What about you? Who's somebody that you just love that you stole? I can see someone that I
think as far as why your team is having success, I think C-Mac's doing enough, Dalvin Cook's doing enough, Swift was doing enough, and your receivers, Pittman had one good week, so he's kind of a miss, but A.J. Brown, Joey Burrow in the 6th round is good value, Mike Williams in 7th is good, Amon-Ra is huge reason of why you're pulling out wins, yep. And I'd say Dallas Goedert is another big win for you.
Dallas Goedert has been a big win. Huge
win. And the rest of the bottom of this roster has been pretty trash. You've dropped most of them.
Alan Lazard, not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, you're right. He's very flex-worthy. As far as my team and like why my team sucks, Jamar Chase has been whiffing. Javonte Williams done for the season. Aaron Jones has had one good game. Kyle Pitts has been a huge bust. Trey Lance out for the season. Like, bust. Now that could all turn around in the blink of an eye. Marquise Brown has been great. Had to trade him away for a running back. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kind of value I was hoping for. But luckily, Damian Harris got injured, and I'm going to come out just fine in the Ramondre Stevenson trade there.
You know what's interesting about your roster? I like it. I think it is a good way to think about the game. Is a lot of your guys are on their first contract of their career. Mm-hmm. You don't have many veterans, and then you go.
I don't have many veterans. You got a lot of vets.
Yeah, I got a lot of vets, and I've cycled through a lot of people.
Now, I'll say so far, busting. He's had like one good game. Been great. Got rid of him. Been when I picked him to, but traded him away. Busting. Been good, I'd say. Busting.
Drake London is my favorite pick. No, Drake London is my favorite.
Traded him away. Busting. Not playing, injured, busting, been pretty good, busting. I mean, like I didn't hit on anyone except Justin Jefferson and Marquise Brown, and Drake London. I could not have had a worse draft.
An awful feeling.
Now I do like Jalen Waddle, but like just sucks that Tua's out right now. So if any of the 4-1 teams want to pay me 90 cents on the dollar for Waddle, I am open for business, baby. All right. I think I would like to take a look at Eddie's team and then the other two top teams, Brett and Eddie's team, and then the other two top teams. So here at Brett's team, reason why his team is sucking so much ass. Kamara's been a huge bust. Debo has not hit his ceiling. CD's not really doing much. He's not like winning you weeks. He's not losing you, but not winning. Keenan's been a bust. Elliott's massive bust. Cam Akers sucks dick. J.K. Dobbins terrible pick in the 8th round. Elijah Mitchell got injured first game of the season, like we all kind of thought that he might. Darren Waller's been a bust. DeAndre Hopkins waste of pick there, and maybe he comes in big later. Gibson bust. Ayuk kind of a I don't know if you can call Ayuk a bust, but nope, 9.5 points per game, huge fucking bust. My bad. Sorry, Brett. It's just like bust.
As a Brett defender and Brett as a I'm Brett's biggest fan. His best picks have been from waivers. He has Jacoby Myers.
Yes, he's done a good job hustling.
Goff, Jared Goff. And David Njoku, I think, he picked up off waivers. I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't stayed too loyal to his draft guys, which he adjusted early, and his whole season is not completely sunk yet because of that. Let's talk about Eddie's team here. Unsolicited Dak Sack, Crack, and Dak picks. JT busting. Najee busting, huge bust. Saquon's been keeping his team aloft. T. Higgins has been great.
But injured a couple times.
Yes.
But he has been performing when he's on the field.
Right. Dak, bust. Rodgers, bust. Stafford, bust. My baby's waking up.
That's all right. You can go. I can take over from here if we need.
Yep. Babies are waking up.
I got DK Metcalf as my favorite sleeper pick of his. It's not really a sleeper pick, but the fact that he got him in the 8th round, good value. All right, do we need to pause? It's just me, boys. This could be edited in. It could be edited out. I have literally no capabilities like Jake does with his videography, the ability to show stats, things like that. You'll just have to trust me as I rant on for the sake of the MoY Ploy. All right, as we're going into next week, I feel like Jake won't really want me to go into next week. So let's break down the standings because that is a fascinating thing right now. Right now at the top, we got Zach Warner, first overall. He's leading the league in points for, and it's just monstrous. It's about a 60-point lead. After that, we have Todd Harris. Todd deserves a public apology. However, it could be premature of me.
I may or may not make it back to the stream, so just do your best. And if you got to go to the next one, go do it because baby's got a baby.
There's a chance that this is kept forever and will go down in the chronicles and history of the MoY Ploy as the greatest episode of all time, or not. Okay, so we have Todd Harris in second place. Amazing. And he's doing it without his main QBs. I really liked Brady, but I'm a Brady believer. TC, he said, no way. Or Todd Harris, he said, I'm done. Traded him, not my guy. And he's got his bench players, his main roster players, they're all performing. It is interesting that he got Derrick Henry back, and I'm glad he got Derrick Henry back because it makes his team a lot stronger. I was kind of surprised when he traded him early in the season. Other people that are balling out for him, Raheem Mostert is going to be extra spicy. This is a dude that is absolutely flies on the field, and he's turned into Miami's best running back option. And then Cooper Kupp, unbelievable. Obviously, wide receiver 1. I feel like Todd Harris has the power, has the ability to stay top 4. I think I might be wrong. I'm going to say it. It's really hard to tell. In the past, I've seen TC implode on himself, no pun intended. And it's just that, again, TC has been a bottom 4 scorer all 3 seasons in a row. He had an amazing first year. I think he finished second in the regular season. TH, I call you TC, but that's just because TC flows a lot easier than TH. Good luck the rest of the season, my man. Going down third place, that's myself. Again, I dropped the game to Ray. Ray was not able to he was not able to get past me in the standings. Ray's in 4th at 3-2. an interesting thing. Ray's right behind me in points scored. That's going to be that could be a tiebreaker, especially if I fall into that fourth place, continue to lose. Um, Again, that fourth place spot is so contested. That's how you get to play for the championship. And remember, guys, it's 2 weeks per round in the playoffs, which means anything can happen, and you're never out of it if you mess up week one. All right, in fifth place, Mr. Irrelevant, Brett Fitzgerald. That's my guy. I'm sticking to him. Brett, your team, I see the potential. You didn't panic when we pointed out that your team is overly invested in two major teams, the 49ers and the Cowboys. But I like it. You stick to your guns and you're diversifying. You're picking up huge waiver additions. All right, my bottom three guys. I love these guys. I only know Eddie as a figment of my imagination. It's incredible who I think Eddie is. I don't know if Eddie is incredible in real life. I'm gonna say he is. Eddie is 1-4. He's got the lowest point total in the. Well, he's actually got the third lowest point total in the league. That's crazy. What is going on, Eddie? This can't be right. No, you're second lowest in the league. Brett still behind Eddie by 35 points. Definitely doable, Brett. I'm a believer. But Eddie, since you have a worse record than Brett right now, you're in 8th place. Jake believes in you. Is Jake in the worst position of his career in this league? He's definitely in the biggest bind. Again, when we ran down that roster of his draft picks, who did he hit on? It's hard to see, you know, who is like I believe in Jamar Chase, but again, Jamar Chase has just been really cool to start the season. I don't know. Will Jake pivot? We'll have to find out. Brett trading Todd Harris back Derrick Henry could be what prevents him from ever taking it to that next level, flirting with the playoffs. And Brent, you've been putting up great performances, great point totals. It's been tough. A couple of your matchups, people have been hitting 200s, and it's just brutal when in a week when you might be you might have put up the 5th highest, the 4th highest points, or getting matched up against maybe the number 1, the number 2 scorer for the week. And it gets frustrating, man. I know that. It's just bad random luck in that regard. I think week 4, you were just edged out by, again, 3rd highest scorer in the league, and that's Brett over Brent. And then week 3, you took down Jake. Week 2, Brent, you went up against the Rat Pack, who was outrageous and the 2nd highest scorer behind Todd, who had Tua in week 2. It's tough, Brett. It's tough, Brent. I'm a believer in you, man, but again, I'm just not sure. It's just going to come down to matchups and then your flex picks. I know you've been using Melvin Gordon a lot. Right now, I mean, I think it almost feels like you have to roll with Melvin Gordon since Javonte Williams went down. He's had some fumble issues. He hasn't been performing. But it feels like they paid the guy. They'll probably feel like they need to use the guy. I'm not sure. You got to monitor that situation. Other bad news, Tyreek Hill. I think he was in a walking boot at the end of the game, and who knows if he's going to play. And he's an absolute monster this year. He's so good for you, just because he has that high ceiling. I know he's had a couple performances, but again, high ceiling guy, you need that. I don't know. I don't know what to say, boys, on the standings. It kind of feels like we're going to see some separation here over the next 3 weeks as bye weeks start to they lead off this week. Let's take a look at the matchups for this week, since I know where everybody's going to be, wanting this to wrap up. It's tough talking to yourself. Jake did it for months doing podcasts, and now I feel like a fool. All right, week 6. We're going to start up with my matchup. I am up against my boy, Brett Fitzgerald. I might throw this matchup in order to win $20 later this year. There could be an investigation next season pending what happens today. But Brett has a pretty legit thing going for him right now. I think as far as buys go, Jared Goff is on a buy. I've got Jamal Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Swift on a buy. So we'll round out our rosters. Who I like, he's got Mahomes. I got Joe Burrow. I like his QB situation better. He has a plethora of QBs. Dak is coming back, I think, this week. But I feel like Dak is on Eddie Disler's team. That's even crazier. So I don't know what you're going to do to substitute Jared Goff. I'm having trouble seeing the benches in this view. Let me get as far as yeah, dude, you're gonna have to pick up a QB. It looks like. Okay, we'll see what happens there. Um, running backs, I do like my C-Mac. Unfortunately, he's without Baker Mayfield, but I feel like that could be to his benefit if he just gets peppered with targets by the new. It's like PJ. I forget the guy's name. He was a XFL player. He's pretty legit. Um, let's see receivers. I actually love your receivers, Brett. I love Debo Samuel. CeeDee Lamb is starting to get a little spicier, and if Dak comes back, he's going to get continued to be peppered with targets. Is J.K. Dobbins coming online? I didn't really track him over the weekend. He didn't do anything this game. But again, just something to monitor. Jacoby Myers, legit, gonna get some passes fed to him. I may throw the game, Brett. I may not. Let's go to the next matchup. We've got Eddie Disler versus Brent Van Conyu. Somebody must win. Well, who do I like? QBs. Eddie has 6 different QBs to choose from. If I'm Eddie and I want to pick my QBs, I think I'm going Aaron Rodgers and Dak. Well, no. And Zach Wilson. I think I'm going Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson on his QBs. And that's the craziest thing. There are not a lot of great matchups. Carson Wentz into the Chicago defense, which has been their bread and butter. Matthew Stafford doesn't have an offensive line. That could be an interesting pick, actually, considering Carolina is bottom of the league. But again, it's the fact that the Rams have such a poor offensive line has been a detriment to Matt Stafford's passing. He's really done nothing. As far as bye weeks go, tight end bye for Eddie Disler. Detroit's Hawkinson is on a bye. Eddie Disler's got to use Gabe. Eddie Disler has to find some weapons for his players. Got to get Gabe Davis in there when he's healthy. He's just such a any receiver in the top 3, McKenzie, Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Josh Allen need to be played. For Brett, I love Leonard Fournette. I know we got to monitor what happens with Tyreek Hill. If he plays, he doesn't play. Brent, get some waiver wire ads in. There are some good people coming up and available. So check some articles online, find out who to drop and who to add. You can do this. I believe in this roster. I love Kenny Pickett still, even though I don't know when he's going to turn it on. He does not have a good matchup this weekend. It's going to be another bad game for him. Let's take a look. And then Brent's got Travis Kelce. David Montgomery is back to being healthy. I got push comes to shove. I am picking Eddie Disler, Jonathan Taylor, Miles Sanders. It's not a. I could owe Jake $20. Eddie's team is legit. It just is 1-4 somehow. Look at the matchup number 3. These are 2 neighbors. This is unbelievable. This is actually, I mean, This is a fascinating matchup. We have the two highest scoring teams in the MoY Ploy currently going head to head. We got Zach Warner, going up against the Fandalorian, Todd Harris. Um, Things that jump out to me right away is quarterback disparity. I know Todd Harris is going to be dropping Jacoby Brissett. By dropping, I mean playing in, locking him in as his quarterback, not dropping him to waivers. He's going to be playing Jacoby Brissett. If Jameis Winston is back, it gets a little spicier. You can't roll out Baker Mayfield. He's got a high ankle sprain. There's no. I can't imagine that he plays. And if he plays, you can't play a guy with a high ankle sprain. It's a devastating injury. He'll have no lower body mobility, and he's going to get absolutely bucked up by the LA Rams defense. We've got it's my boy.
It's
Jake
British shit in here.
back. we are back. We are back with we're breaking down Z Warren versus Todd Harris.
Do we just need to re-record? Has this whole thing been in train wrecks since I left?
No, it's been decent. Just play it, and this is what the people get. This is what they get. I ain't
Amen.
for it. I apologize.
Are we breaking down matchups?
Yeah, we're breaking down matchups. This is our third one. We're on Z Warren versus Todd Harris.
All right.
And what I was just saying, what jumped out to me was the quarterback disparity.
My eyes are adjusting.
Baker Mayfield, he's got a high ankle sprain, no mobility. And just the fact that Z Warren is one of those three guys in the league that have elite quarterback play that can hit the 80.
Ooh, we got the 2 4-1 teams, huh?
Exactly, super spicy. I saw it right away. We got the power. They're neighbors. They hate each other, but they secretly have to be nice to one another to live sympathetically.
I'm gonna name the match of the week after we go through our fourth matchup.
Okay.
But you're on a roll. You keep going.
Yeah. Interesting bye weeks. Devontae Adams out. Josh Jacobs out. These have been big contributors for Z Warren's machine that he has. Breece Hall is a monster. Breece Hall could be Z Warren's ticket to championship. Players that I like on your dad's team. Cooper Kupp, the GOAT, #1 receiver. Probably the best. I guess Josh Allen is the best overall draft pick in the first round, but Cooper Kupp has to be the second best pick overall in the first round. Absolutely.
You might be right.
Eagles D.
How about this plucky little group of running backs my dad's put together?
Yeah, I was just saying. I commented earlier in this podcast about Raheem Mostert being an absolute beast. Just the
beast made out of glass, but
yeah, but as long as he's running and healthy, you've got to put him in there because he can break it. He's an unbelievable monster, and he's taken over as the lead back.
Yeah,
I think James Robinson is starting to get replaced by Travis Etienne. You may want to try and
I don't think so.
James Robinson, T. Harris.
I think what you're going to see is a 50-50 timeshare. I don't think it's a replacement.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that Derrick Henry's on bye, which is going to be tough, but
yeah,
I think I got to go with Z Warren because of the quarterback ceilings. It's just math.
You're shitting on the MoY.
MoY is. I went down. I did some secondary matrix. MoY is second in scoring, second in the league.
Think about that. All right, last matchup.
We got the Rat Pack versus the Gluten Freak Harris. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be this way, but quarterback scoring disparity is a real thing here.
God, it's rough.
Two amazing quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Russell Skilson. This feels sort of like a David and Goliath matchup. And then all of a sudden you think about how these...
I'm starting guys like Brian Robinson.
You know what? I like that you're gonna go. You're like bucket. I'm not gonna sit back and let my big names upset me and underperform. I've got to find some guys who have some fire and potential to score.
I need some people like Corn. I need them to have the juice.
The juice.
All right. This is without a doubt the matchup of the week to me. And here's why. Here's why this is game of the week. This is basically to keep all of the bottom tier boys, all 3 1 and 4 teams. This is to keep us all in the hunt. If Ray goes to 4 and 2,
it's over.
His spot is the spot we're fighting for. We're not catching the 4 and 1 teams most likely. We're basically trying to get Ray's spot.
Wrong. I mentioned earlier that if I go on a skid, if Brett takes me down, and I also, you weren't here on the podcast, I could throw to purposely get Brett's record better later on in the year.
For $20?
There could be an investigation.
Would you throw away a MoY award for $20?
Yes, I would, and it's scummy as hell. But Brett, when it comes
Hold on, we need to address this.
When it comes,
you don't value the MoY award more than $20, and you think you deserve to win a MoY award?
I do. I know. I value.
Oh, negative 2 million MoY points for Peter. Yikes.
I'm Team Brett. I'm focused on this season. I'm not worried about the past. The past handled itself. I'm here about now. I'm Team Brett all the way. But I looked at Eddie's roster. Eddie's roster is way better than Brett's.
Yeah, that's a dumb as fuck bet. I don't know why you made it or why you're like, oh yeah, Brett's team's really good.
Eddie shouldn't be 1 and 4, and Brett's 2 and 3. So I don't know what Eddie's doing.
If I played against Brett every week, I would be 4 and 1.
Brett's caught up to Eddie by 35 points. He's only 35 points behind him. If Brett goes to 3 and 3, I'm just saying, I'm playing my best guys. You know that. I don't.
If Brett goes to 3 and 3, there's going to be an investigation. We're going to have a new co-host.
And it's over. And welcome to the MoY Ploy, Brett Fitzgerald.
I am trying to get Brett on next week, so maybe it's meant to be.
Brett? Come on, Brett, join us.
Yeah, we'll have 3/8 of the league in the in the podcast.
Welcome to the MoY Ploy.
Pretty soon it'll just become a Skype call. All right, boys, that's all we got this week.
Good luck out there.
Hopefully Peter didn't totally ruin the show while I was gone.
We did our best. We're living life.
Look, we gave you a podcast. We put 2 babies back to sleep with full bellies. We're doing the Lord's work.
Swish.
Enjoy the pictures of fish. Later, bish.